Hey there, and welcome back to another episode of the Profitable Mindset Podcast.
Welcome to the Profitable Mindset, a show dedicated to teaching you the skills you need to build a profitable product-based business that makes you feel free and fully in control. Here is your host, Charlotte Smith.
Hey there, welcome to episode number 51, which is all about how to finally reach your big money goals on your farm, which I'm going to encourage you to make them even bigger than you think is possible. And there's a good reason why you want to do that. And that was what episode 50 was about. And so I want to let you know that now that we're to episode 51, this is the final episode of the summer business series, which of course it's fall now, and that's okay. This episode wraps it up, and it started with episode number 37. So episode 37 through 51 is your roadmap. It's what it takes to get you to a profitable and sustainable farm. It's amazing, amazing information. It's everything from what's going to happen when you first decide to start a farm and what you're going to have to do to tackle that and how to overcome all those obstacles that come up at first. Let's see. You also learned how to create a 10-year plan, how to avoid debt, what to do if you feel bad charging the higher than grocery store prices that we need to be charging to survive. You learned how to create your job descriptions. Then you learned how to hire employees, and then I taught you how to manage employees. Because if you want to scale, which most people realize somewhere in the first year or two that they do need to scale if they're going to get to profit, if you're going to do that, you've got to hire help. So those episodes will help you do that. So I taught you so much. We moved on to then figuring out why you want to set huge money goals and why you can't just set small money goals. Small money goals just make you work harder. If you just say you want to make 10% more this year than you made last year, well, then it's pretty easy for you to think you can just double down and work 10% harder to make 10% more money. And guess what? That is a quick path to burnout. So that's why I don't want you to set the small goals. I teach you to set big money goals. That's the way you're going to motivate yourself to learn the skills you actually need to grow into a person to be able to reach those big money goals and then reach profitability. So before I jump into the final episode in this business building series, though, I want to share with you from one of my students in my group coaching program right now, Carrie. You actually heard from her before. And you guys, these testimonials and wonderful stories are coming in every single day. I love sharing them with you because so many people are having incredible results when they're applying the coaching I offer. And Carrie's note this week, she said, just a quick note of gratitude for the course. This is a lifeline that was thrown to me at just the right time. Okay, I'm going to interrupt her thank you note here. And because so many of you end up feeling like you need a lifeline, like you're drowning, like something really big is wrong in your life. Or I hear from a lot of you, you're super overwhelmed, overworked, tired, not feeling like things are working out. So I want to tell you that coaching has helped so many of the people who actually dive in and do the coaching I offer, work on improving their brains. It's helped them feel like they can make progress, like they're not drowning anymore. So I love that Carrie said it was a lifeline at just the right time, and it can be that for you too. Anyway, okay, back to her note. She said, and I know you guys will relate to this. She said, the past 2.5 years of farming have been really tough for me, almost brutal, pretty much utter chaos in work, life, relationship, no personal time. As we built our beautiful new farm, the price has felt very exacting. But now I see a way out of the muck and mire through this approach you teach. In our coaching session, the first week, it was incredibly helpful. And I'm using the process you coached me on and noticing how quickly I can produce a new feeling and a different outcome in my day. And I see the planning process you teach offers just what I've been craving, a balance between focus time, farm time, and personal time. Your work is a remarkable combination of the practical and the psychological, and I'm very grateful for it. Again, I want to thank you, Carrie, for sending this over. And I don't read these notes to make you guys think, oh, Charlotte, she's so cool. She gets all these great notes. No, that's not why. I read these notes so that you know that you don't have to live the way you are living if you are not fulfilled every day. If your life is uncomfortable, if you're overwhelmed, overworked, feeling like you're drowning, feeling like life is chaos and you have no personal time, you can turn that around. And I teach this, I'm able to teach this because I lived it and our family paid the price. Then I learned how to overcome it. And now I see way too many farmers working themselves into the ground before they finally give up and feel terrible that they got to that place. So I want to let you know that you don't have to do it that way. You can do it. You can build your profitable farm with much more ease and grace and way less overwhelm or even no overwhelm. So just know that when you're ready to stop thinking that you're just not doing the right thing and you have to do more in order to get things cleaned up, when you're ready to stop thinking that it's about what you're doing, because it's not, I have the resources to help you, okay? And I share these notes so that you can hear that the resources are helping other people every single day and you don't have to keep suffering. All right, so again, the next chance you're going to get to turn this around with me is in 2021. I'm creating a brand new program coming out then. Be sure to get on the wait list if you're interested in hearing about that. Go to theprofitablemindset.com. All you have to do, put your email in there, and you will be notified when that program is ready. I can't wait. Then you can have the experience that Carrie is having, where she found herself 3 years into her brand new farm in her mid-40s, wondering, why in the world are we doing this? This has been terrible so far. Then she got help, applied the coaching that I offered her, turned her life around. So please know that there's help when you're ready to dive in. All right, so let's jump back into episode 51, again, the final episode in the Summer Business Series. Be sure to listen to all of the episodes, but especially 50 prepares you for this one. Episode 50, I tell you why you want to set big money goals, why it's so motivating to do that, and I'll give you a hint, it's not about the money. But in episode 51, the first thing I want you to do, I'm going to outline 4 things today that you're going to do to keep going, building immense profit. So the first thing I want you to do is to decide what is your huge money goal. I want you to decide what is the financial goal, the gross income you want to set for yourself to make within the next 12 months. What is it going to be? It could be any number that you think will be challenging. It has to be challenging. I don't want it to be just 10% higher because, like I said, you can just hustle a little more to do that, to reach that goal, and you'll just overwhelm yourself. So it's got to be a big number. Now, that big number will vary for you depending on the size of your farm. Say you are a teeny tiny homestead and you're just selling 3 beef cows a year, or you're selling eggs and that's it. And you just want to pay your expenses. So maybe that goal is $6,000 or $10,000 in the next 12-month period. Maybe you are a bigger farm and your goal is 100,000, 500,000, $1 million, 5 million, 10 million. These are all numbers I'm working with various farmers on, depending on where they are at in their business. But your number is personal to you. Doesn't matter what it is, just choose it. Choose a big number that makes you uncomfortable. And again, if it doesn't make you uncomfortable, then you're not going to do what it takes to reach the big goal. You're not going to develop the skills to reach that big goal. So, and unfortunately, that's what I see a lot of farmers doing. They set a small number goal that they feel like it's doable. And so then they never grow with ease because they just work harder and harder and harder when you kind of eke your way up, 10% by 10%. And pretty soon they're working 18-hour days. And yeah, they're making 25, 30% more each year, but they aren't doing it sustainably and they aren't creating the dream life that they really wanted. Instead, they're creating this chaotic life of being overworked constantly, working 7 days a week, sacrificing relationships, and on and on. So set that big money goal because then that's going to force you to learn the higher level skills that I teach that are the solution to getting to profit with ease. Okay, now, second thing is I want to warn you that once you set that huge goal, once you write down that number, the first thing that's going to come up in your brain is, well, I don't know how I can do that. I don't know how I'm going to reach that goal. I'd like to set a goal of $100,000 or $1 million, but I don't know how to get there. So that's the first thing I want to warn you that's going to happen in your brain, and that's okay. Of course, you don't know how. Here's something I want to share with you that we aren't taught growing up. We're usually taught that thinking, well, I don't know how is a viable excuse or it's a justification to not do something. Like, well, I never did that thing. I never did that big goal because I really didn't know how. I hear people using that excuse all the time, but that's not a viable excuse. Don't allow yourself to think that because of course you don't know how. You don't know how until you do the how. How is something you learn in hindsight. You get to the $100,000 and then looking back, you'll see exactly how you did it. But before you reach the big goal, you have no idea how you're going to do it. And that's okay. So don't let yourself get stopped up thinking, well, I can't double our sales because I don't know how. And if you're stuck on that right now, bring it to our coaching session. We've still got 2 calls a week in our group coaching course. So if you're struggling with, I want to do this thing, but I don't know how, that's what's going on in your brain, bring that to a coaching call. Last week, those of you in our group coaching program, Kelly and Lori both came to the call thinking they didn't know how they could possibly schedule any personal rest time, but they were exhausted. 2 separate coaching sessions, same thing. So chances are a lot of you are struggling with that. They were both able to apply the coaching to finally be able to create some time off every day, some personal time. It didn't matter that they didn't know how. Once they learned that in our coaching session, it was easy for them to be able to create a break for themselves, some rest time for themselves. So they're not working those 18-hour days. So just be aware that I don't know how can be a very sneaky excuse that we tell ourselves a lot. I just want you to be aware and notice when it comes up. But it actually just keeps us from moving ahead with what we want. So just remember, you're going to set your huge goal. Your brain's going to say, I don't know how. And you're going to say, that's okay. And just recognize it's a survival part of your brain looking for a way to preserve your energy. And if you want to have a sustainable life and a profitable business, you got to stay here to keep learning how to use the part of your brain that will help you do that. That survival part of your brain, if you give into that constantly, it's going to keep you small. Yes, it keeps you safe, but it keeps you from putting yourself out there and growing, which is what you're going to have to do if you're going to build a business. So small and safe aren't serving you if you're trying to build a business. So you got to learn how to manage that survival part of your brain that's going to want to jump in and say, but wait, you can't go after that big goal. You don't know how. Instead, you're going to learn how to engage your prefrontal cortex so that you dive in and you do things even though you don't know how. It's totally okay. It's not a problem that your brain thinks you don't know how. You will figure it out as you go. It's amazing. Okay, so you've set the big goal. You're not listening to your brain when it says, I don't know how. Now we're to the third thing. The third thing you're going to do is you're going to take a pen and paper and answer this question. I want you to make a huge list, like fill up the whole sheet of paper with the answer to this question. Why am I not making that amount of money right now? Just start writing. Write down everything that comes up in your brain when you ask, why am I not making that amount of money yet? That big goal you set today. So say it's $100,000. Why am I not making $100,000 yet? What's stopping me from making it? Just start writing those things down. Don't judge them. Don't think you should, not listen to that, or just write it down. All the things that pop in your head of why am I not making that amount today? Here's what some people might say. It might jump in your head that, well, that's too much money. I can't make that much money because I've never made that much money before. Write it down. Or you might find yourself thinking, I can't make that amount of money in my area or with the products I sell. Or some people might say, well, I'm not making that amount of money because I need a grant, or I need a loan, or I need money, I need investors. That's why I'm not making that amount of money today. Okay, just keep writing. You might say, well, I need more information. I need more research. That's why I'm not making that money. I need to take a bunch of classes and go to a bunch of conferences. You might write down things like, well, it's because I didn't get into that specific market or that specific store or that restaurant. That's why I'm not making money yet. Keep writing down. I know these objections are coming up as to why you're not making that amount of money. You might be thinking something like, well, I need more customers and I don't know where to get them. So that's why I'm not making that amount of money. Or I live in an area where people don't value our products. Or maybe you're writing things down like, I need a better website in order to make that amount of money. Or I need a better website platform. If only I could afford that expensive website platform that everyone's telling me to use, then I could make that amount of money. And here's another one. Oh, my social media isn't working right. That's why I'm not making that amount of money. Or I need employees. That's why I'm not at my goal. Again, keep writing. Fill the paper with all these things. They're really important that you get these things out of your brain and on paper. Here's what I want to share with you. It's important for you to know the excuses that your brain is offering you to keep you stuck and keep you small and keep you not moving ahead. These things you wrote down, these are all thoughts. These are not facts. None of them are facts. None of them are actually true. But they're thoughts you're having that are limiting you. These things you wrote down are your limiting beliefs. It's your limiting mindset. Marketing, in order for you to be really successful at marketing and farming, it starts with having the right mindset. And you just wrote down all the things that are limiting your mindset. So when you have that sheet of paper and you've exhausted all the reasons your brain offers up as to why you're not reaching that amount of money today, this is your work to overcome, not the actual things. I'm not saying now it's your to-do list of go get the website, go move the farm to a place where people actually value farm fresh food, or go get the angel investors and now you'll be successful. Those aren't the things. It's just the thoughts you wrote down, the limiting beliefs you wrote down are keeping you small, keeping you in doubt, stuck, not hiring. They're keeping you from focusing on just one thing, which is how you get to profit. These thoughts, these limiting mindset is keeping you from not being disciplined, maybe not doing your marketing in the way I teach. These thoughts are keeping you feeling like you're not doing enough, that you're not being enough. So I want to tell you, there is gold in this list. This list is key because these thoughts are limiting But now that you have the list, you know the solution. All you need to do is to solve for these limiting thoughts that you wrote down on the sheet of paper. Again, it's not the things, it's not the website, the people, the market, the social media. It's none of the things. It's that you have all of these thoughts about why you're not making that amount of money. I promise you, it's your thinking that's holding you back. This is what we're dealing with in my group coaching program or with my one-on-one clients every single day. People will come in there with their limiting mindset, and I show them how to transform it in a way they can learn to do themselves. It is the skill that I had to learn to overcome. I had to learn all these same limitations were in my head. I was like you. I thought, oh, I just need to hire someone to do my social media marketing, or I need to hire a better website designer, or I need people to understand the value of our products. I was thinking all the same thoughts. And then I had to learn that it was just those thoughts that were limiting me, keeping me overworked, overwhelmed, tired, exhausted, not enjoying life. So you're going to want to learn how to transform your mindset too, because the truth is it's none of those things that you wrote down. It's just that your thinking is off. You're thinking it's those things. It's nothing external to you. It's not that you need to live in a different location where people are more eager to make the trek out to your farm for farm fresh products. It's none of those things. It's just the fact that you think it's those things that's stopping you from being profitable. Now, you might be feeling maybe a little confused or some doubt right now, but what is true is that you're not at that big money goal. You're not at that number yet because you don't yet believe you can do it. And you believe these things are stopping you up. So you've got to solve for your thoughts, your thinking, these things. You got to solve for this in order to get there, okay? That's the next step. You set the huge goal. You tell yourself it's okay because you don't know how. And then you make this huge list of all the reasons that come to your mind of why you're not making that amount of money yet. Now you have the roadmap to get to that amount of money. You got to overcome this limiting mindset and these limiting beliefs you wrote down in order to do that. It's exactly what I teach every single day. I've got you. You're going to be okay. You're going to figure this out. Once you've learned the skill, you will probably have to use it every single day. You will be committed to solving those limited beliefs that might come up every single day, but it will get easier and easier. Only after you've solved for your limiting mindset, then you can move forward doing the things and you can get to work making the money. You can do what it takes to get out there and take the steps to reach the people who are going to buy your products, to show them the value so they will pay you the money and you can reach that financial goal. So then the next step is, once you've done those first three things that I just outlined, the fourth part to reaching that money goal is to dive in to how are you going to sell your products. Of course, I teach this in great detail in my marketing course, where you learn to create and implement your marketing plan. But here are the basics that you'll need to commit to doing after you've worked through the mindset struggles, okay? Number one, you got to know who your target market is. Who's your dream customer, okay? I go over this in great detail in many places, whether that's in my book, on my podcast, of course, hours and hours of instruction in farm marketing from the heart. It's all out there for you to decide who is your dream customer. And dream customer is to focus your marketing. It's a marketing tool. It's not a real person, but you got to have that marketing tool. You point your marketing, you write it to connect with the dream customers, and then you're going to end up selling to everybody. You're going to attract everyone to your products when you focus in on the one dream customer. Got to know who you're selling to. Who is that one person that you're targeting all your marketing toward, that you are focused on serving every single day. Okay, so number 2, how are you getting people to you, to come to you? How are you getting people to your website, to your store, to your market booth? How are you getting people there? What are you doing to get traffic to come to you, to get paying customers? Now, hopefully you're not putting ads in the newspaper or on the radio. What works in today's world is you've got to build a relationship with people using modern marketing methods, not outdated methods, not the latest trendy social media that pops up. You've got to use tried and true marketing methods that withstand the test of time. So just know, how are you getting people to come to you, your website, your market booth, however it is you sell? Know exactly how you're doing this. People don't just wake up in the morning and think, oh, I'm going to go visit this farm's website and see what they got going on. They don't just wake up and randomly visit your website. You got to show up and direct them to your website. So make sure you know how your plan, your strategy to do that. Are you using the marketing strategy I teach? Are you using something else? Just know exactly what it is. Okay, number 3, what are you doing to show people before they ever purchase from you that your products can help them ahead of time? What are you doing in advance of them buying to show them you can help them, you can give them results? And again, I detail this in the marketing course if you need more instruction on it. Maybe you need to know how to create a recipe booklet that you can offer online and teach them, show them that you can help them. Maybe you give them a checklist, 10 steps to the perfect pantry or something like that. You've got to show them results ahead of time, get them some value ahead of time so they know you can help them. Maybe it's your instructional videos. Maybe it's a video on how to cut up a whole chicken. You've helped them ahead of time. They haven't even purchased from you because you sell whole chickens. You've just taken down that barrier to them buying a whole chicken because you've taught them now how to handle it, how to cut it up. Okay, so just know, how are you showing people ahead of time all the value that you offer them? Give them a little taste of how you can help them. It's not something you're going to learn listening to one podcast episode. You got to sit down and do the work. This is a skill. People take, my students, some of them have been studying marketing with me for years now, like 5 years, and they just keep getting better and better at this. So just know that people don't buy from you. If you're just selling organic eggs or grass-fed beef, that's a commodity that they can get almost anywhere today, whether it's online or in their local grocery store. A lot of farmers think they're being really unique offering grass-fed beef or pastured poultry, but it's now a commodity. Okay, it's sold everywhere. You've got to show them how you are different. How are you positioning yourself so that you are no longer selling a commodity? You're selling something that can help them reach their goals and their dreams. And this is not what you think their dreams are, but it's the help that they think they need. Okay, I teach you guys in lots of different places how to talk to them and find out the help they need so you can do this step. And remember, what happens is when you show them that you can help them ahead of time, when you show them before they've ever purchased from you that you can help them get results, solve their problem, reach their goal, they don't care about cheaper or more convenient. Okay, then you're no longer a commodity. A commodity is a race to the bottom, and you don't want to be in that race because you'll lose against the grocery store. And how you make sure you're not a commodity is you show them how you can help them reach a goal or solve a problem. So that's step 3. Step 4 is, what do you offer? What are your sales like? What are you offering people that is the solution to their problem? So again, if maybe you're a flower farmer. Well, it's not that you're selling chemical-free flowers. You are selling, because if that's the case, you're just selling a commodity. But what are you offering them? Are you offering them a sense of connection, and well-being by coming out to our amazing You Pick flower garden and meeting other like-minded women and sharing. Even with COVID protocols in place, you're still going to feel an amazing sense of community and go home with a lovely bouquet. That's what you're selling. That's what you're giving them. So you got to know that you got to dial down into what it is you're selling so it's not a commodity. Be really clear on what it is you're giving them. Make sure it's something they want. And then the last step in this is, what's your delivery? What's your system for getting your products to people? Is it really smooth? If I land on your website, can I see within just a few seconds how to pay you money? I want you to go to your own website with that in mind. See if you can figure out how to pay money on your website within a few seconds and only one click. Sometimes I do a lot of website reviews in my marketing course. Sometimes I have to click like 5 or 6 times before I can finally figure out how to pay the person money when they're asking me to review their website and give them some feedback. You're going to lose people. People will not click 3 or 4 or 5 times to figure out how to pay you money. So it's got to be super clear that they click once and they see, oh, I have to go to this market, or I have to go to this address to their farm store, or I have to place my order right here and it will be delivered to me, or I have to go to this farmer's market and here's the address. So just make sure within one click, they can pay you money. All right. So, and then the last part that wraps all of this up is you've got to be connecting with people via email at least twice a month. I'd love for everyone who listens to me here or in my marketing course, move to once a week. People's email inboxes are so full that if you are just emailing a newsletter out once a month, you aren't building a relationship with them because that's not consistent enough. They don't see you often enough to connect with you. So if you're going to build a relationship to where your product is no longer a commodity, then you're going to want to email them every 2 weeks minimum, but hopefully move your way to once a week. And this is looks like a personal email from you, not a newsletter template that screams sales and they're going to delete it. And also, why email? Well, if you're just relying on social media and you're not practicing your email marketing, you won't be able to build a consistent enough relationship there. The algorithm prevents you from being able to reach the same people consistently, so it won't work. You want to use social media to funnel people to your email list. Again, this is all laid out in Farm Marketing from the Heart. Those of you who are in there, you have the exact plan to do that, to funnel those social media followers onto your email list so that you can build a solid relationship with them. Okay, so that's it, you guys. We got through a whole bunch of episodes, 37 to 51. Is that 14 or 15? I can't add that fast. But you have everything you need to grow and scale your farm, to reach your big goals with ease, to hire people, and not out of a frantic and crazy, chaotic energy, but with ease. Many farmers give up because it just becomes too overwhelming. And I'm telling you, you don't have to do it that way. You can learn how to build that profitable farm by learning to manage your brain. I've laid it all out here. So thank you for going through this series with me. Listen to the episodes again and again. It's going to help you. You've got so many wonderful tools. And also remember, if you want to be the first to hear about my new program coming in 2021, Farm Marketing Mastery, which will be the next time for you to get group coaching, go to theprofitablemindset.com, get on the wait list. Can't wait to tell you all about that as the weeks go on. All right, I will see you in the next episode.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. For more great resources, check out theprofitablemindset.com. See you next time.